Hello students, welcome to Anne's classes. Let's do factorization, exercise 5b. So the multiple choice type questions. So question 1, choose the correct answer from the options given below. So we have question A, x square plus 2 into 5x plus 12. Now this in the form of factors is, that is, we need to factorize this and find which of these is the correct answer. Now this is a third method of factorization. That is, when you have a trinomial, you split the middle term. Okay, so first let's break down the question. So we have the question here. In the first step, what we do is we are going to expand the expression. So we have an expression here. We're going to expand this. Now, how do we expand this? We're going to multiply 2 by each term inside the parenthesis. That is, we have 2 here. We're going to multiply 2 with each term that is inside the brackets. So let's do that. So that will be x square plus 2 into 5x, which is 10x, plus 2 into 12, which is 24. Now we have finished expanding. The next step is we factor this expression. So this is now a trinomial, and like I said, this is the third method of factorization. So to factor this expression, we need to find two numbers that multiply to give 24 and add up to 10. That is, if we have to split this middle term, we need to get two numbers. Now the two numbers should multiply to give 24 and it should add up to give 10. Okay, so there are many numbers that multiply to give us 24. We need to choose the right ones because they should multiply to give 24 and add to give 10. Now, what are those two numbers? Those two numbers are 6 and 4. Now, how do we know that? Now, we need to get this. Remember when we multiply. So, 6 into 4 is 24. That's right. So, 6 and 4 will be correct. And we need to get 10 when we add it up. So, 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. So can you see we can use 6 and 4 as those two numbers that multiply to give us 24 and add to give us 10. Now in the next step, we are going to split the middle term by adding 6 and 4. So we have 6 and 4, we're going to split this middle term. So let's write that. So that is going to be x square plus, now 10x we can write it as 6x plus 4x plus 24. So we have split the middle term. Now the next step is factor by grouping. We've learned the grouping method. Now let's factor this. So in the grouping method, we put the terms in groups. So we can take the first two terms here and make it one group. Take the next two terms and make it another group. Now what we do is pick out the common factor from the first group. So here we have x square and here we have an x. So x is common to both. So we can take x out. So this is x. What is left inside is x square there. So this is x plus. Now 6x we have here. We already have x here. So we just have to put 6 inside. So that is x plus 6. Now remember, the next term that we get in brackets should be x plus 6. So for that, we're going to remove again the number or term that's common there. So plus, now here we have 4x plus 24. 4 is a factor of both these numbers, 4 and 24. So we take out 4. And what is left inside will be 4 into x will give us 4x plus 4 into 6 will give us 24. So now we have x plus 6 that's common to both, and what is left is x plus 4. So let's write down our answers. So here it is x plus 6, which is common first within the brackets, and then we also have x plus 4. So we have factored it by grouping, and our answer is x plus 6 and x plus 4. Let's go back to the options given to us, and that will be option 3. Option 3, x plus 6 plus x plus 4. This is our final answer. Question B, x into 2x minus 5 plus 3 in the form of factors is. So again, we factorize this and find out which of these options is a correct answer. So let's write down the question. We have a question here. In the first step, we expand the expression. So this expression is going to be expanded. Now, how do we expand it? We multiply x by each term inside the parenthesis. So x into each term inside the brackets here. Let's expand it and see. X into 2x is 2x square minus x into 5 is 5x plus 3. Now we have a trinomial here. Now we are going to factor this expression. So to factor this, we multiply 2 into 3, which is 6. And now, as we know, since it's a trinomial, we can use a third method of factorization, that is, we split the middle term. So to factor this, we are using the splitting the middle term method. So here what do? We need to find two numbers that multiply to give us 6. How did we get 6? 2 into 3 is 6, and it should add up to minus 5. So two numbers that give us 6 when you multiply, and that gives us minus 5 when we add it up. And what are those two numbers? Those two numbers are minus 2 and minus 3. So negative 2 and negative 3, let's see. Negative 2 into negative 3 will give us, minus into minus is plus, 2 3s are 6. So we get 6 when we multiply. Now let's see what we get when we add. Negative 2 plus negative 3, signs are the same. So we put the same sign and we add 2 plus 3 is 5. So as you can see, these two numbers, when we multiply, we get 6, and 3 2s are 6 here, and when we add, we get negative 5. So what are the two numbers? The two numbers are negative 2 and negative 3. So now let's write those two as the middle term. So 2x squared remains as it is. Minus 5x is now going to become minus 2x minus 3x. And the one that is left there is plus 3. Now we're going to use the grouping method. So let's put these two as one group and these two terms as the other group. From the first group, we're going to pick out the common term. So what are we doing here? We are splitting the middle term and then we're going to factor by grouping. So the common term here is 2x. As you can see, 2x is there here as well as here. We have 2x, and what is left, let's see, within the brackets, we're going to put that. 2x into x will give us 2x squared minus 2x into what will give us 2x? 1, isn't it? So x minus 1. Now let's go to the next two numbers. What is common here? Let's pick out the common one. So here we have 3x and we have 3. So as we can see, x is common. 3 is common. I'm sorry, 3 is common. We'll put the rest inside. So here we have x here. And we already have negative 3 outside, and inside we need to get plus 3, isn't it? So since we already have 3, now the sign here is going to be negative. Why is it negative? Because negative 3 into negative 1. Okay, so this is going to be negative 1 will give us positive 3. Okay, so let me explain that again. Now, minus 3 into minus 1 will give us plus 3. So now we have the factors here. So let's write what's within brackets. What is common is x minus 1 is common. And again, the other factor will be 2x minus 3. So we have a factors here, x minus 1 and 2x minus 3. Which option is that? X minus 1 and 2x minus 3. That is option 4. Option 4 is our correct answer. Question C, 6x squared minus 2 minus 4x in the form of factors is. Okay, first thing, let's write down the question. We have a question here. Now, as you can see, we have 6x squared and minus 4x here. And then we have minus 2 in the middle. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to rearrange this expression. We are going to rearrange it in such a way that we put the terms in descending order of power. So let's do that. So here we're going to have 6x squared as it is. And then we write minus 4x and then we write minus 2. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to factor this expression. Now to factor this expression, what are we going to do? We're going to multiply 6 into 2. So when you multiply 6 into 2, what do you get? You get 12, and 6 into minus 2 is minus 12. So here we have negative 12. Now to factor this expression, we need to get two numbers that will multiply to give us negative 12, that is negative 12, and add to give us negative 4. Two numbers that will give us negative 12 when we multiply and negative 4 when we add. What are those two numbers? Those two numbers are negative 6 and 2. Now let's work it out and see. So if we take negative 6, multiply it by 2, what do we get? So the sign is negative, 6 2s are 12. So we have got negative 12, same as this. Now we're going to take the same two numbers and add it up and see what we get. So we have negative 6 plus 2. So here again the sign of the bigger number is minus, so we put minus there. 6 minus 2 is 4, so we get negative 4. So did you see when we took these two numbers and multiplied, we got negative 12, same as this. We added, we got negative 4, same as this. So the two numbers are negative 6 and 2. So now we are splitting the middle term. So now what do we have here? 6x square, and we're going to write minus 6x plus 2x. And then we write minus 2 as it is. So we have split the middle term. Negative minus 4x has now become minus 6x plus 2x. Next thing is we factor by grouping. Put them into groups. So the first two terms will be the first group. The next two terms will be the second group. Now we're going to pick out the common factor. So let's do that. So here 6x square minus 6x, what is common? The number 6 is common, and we also have an x that's common. So 6x is common here. And what do we write inside? We have 1x left there, minus 1. Minus 1 because 6x into minus 1 will give us minus 6x. Then here what do we have? We have plus, what is common? 2 is common, and within brackets we have x minus 1. How did we get that? 2 into x is 2x. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. So we've got this. Now let's arrange them properly. So we have x minus 1, and we have 6x plus 2. 6x plus 2. Now here, if you look carefully, this also can be simplified further by taking out the common factors. Now let me write that here separately, 6x plus 2. Now if I have to take out the common factor will be 2. 2 into, now 3x plus 1. So this is 2 into 3x plus 1. So this whole thing can be written as 2 into 3x plus 1. So let's write that. So when we rewrite it, we need to put that first. So that is 2 into 3x plus 1. And the other factor is x minus 1, which we can write here. And that is x minus 1. So we have our answer now here. Let's see which of the options. The option here 2 into x minus 1 into 3x plus 1 is the same as this. So this is our answer, option 2. Question D, x into x minus 1 minus 20 in the form of factors is. So let's write down the question. We have a question here. Now in the first step, what we're going to do is we're going to expand this expression. Now how are we going to expand it? We are going to multiply x by each term inside the parenthesis. So x is here, each term inside we're going to multiply it. So x into x is x square minus x into 1 is x minus 20. So we have a trinomial here. Now we're going to factor this expression, and again, how do we factor it? We're going to split the middle term. For that, what do? We have to find two numbers that multiply to give negative 20 and add to give negative 1. That is, we have to get negative 20 when we multiply and negative 1 here because it's 1x. There's 1x, so the coefficient of x is 1. So two numbers that will give negative 20 when you multiply and negative 1 when you add. And what are those two numbers? Those two numbers are negative 5 and 4. Let's work that out and see. So if I take negative 5 and I multiply this by 4, what do I get? I get 5 fours are 20 and the sign is minus. I've got negative 20. So negative 5 into 4 is negative 20. Let's see what we get when we add up these two numbers. So negative 5 plus 4. When we add this up, we get minus 5 minus 4 is 1, negative 1. So we've got that also. So our numbers are negative 5 and 4. So now we can split the middle term. So we can make this x square minus 5x plus 4x minus 20. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to group and factor. So first we're going to group. So the first group will be x square minus 5x. The second group is 4x minus 20. And here we're going to pick out the common term of the first group. X is common. So that is going to be x here. And inside we have x into x is x square. X into minus 5 will give us minus 5x. Now we go to the second group. Here we have 4x minus 20. What is common is 4. 4 is a factor of both these numbers. So we can get 4 out. So this is going to be 4 and 4 into x is 4x. 4 into 5 minus, you put the minus sign there, 4 into 5 is 20, so we've got minus 20. So we have x minus 5, that is common. So let's write that down. That's going to be our first factor, x minus 5, and the other factor is x plus 4. So we have both our factors, x minus 5 and x plus 4. So which is our answer here, x minus 5 and x plus 4. Option 1 is our final answer. Question E, 5 minus x into 6 minus x. So first thing, let's write down the question. We have a question here. Now let's begin by expanding the expression, that is by multiplying x by each term inside the parenthesis. So let's do that. So here we have 5 minus x into 6 is 6x. Then minus into minus is plus, x into x is x square. So what do we have here? We have 5 minus 6x plus x square. Let's rearrange this in the standard form. So in the standard form, you put the x square first. So let's write that x square minus 6x plus 5. Next step will be to factor the expression. That is, we're going to split the middle term, and to factor that, to find the middle term, the splits in the middle term, what are we going to do? We are going to find two numbers that multiply to give us 5 and add to give minus 6. So what are those two numbers? Those two numbers are negative 5 and negative 1. Let's work that out and see. So if you take minus 5 and you multiply this with minus 1, what do we get? Minus into minus is plus, 5 ones are 5. So we've got positive 5, which is this. Now we need to add up these two to get negative 6. Let's see whether that is happening. So negative 5 plus negative 1, minus and minus, when you add it up, it remains as minus. 5 plus 1 is 6, so negative 6. So when we added up these two numbers, we got negative 6. When we multiplied these two numbers, we got positive 5. So these are our numbers, negative 5 and negative 1. So now we can split the middle term. So splitting the middle term, what do we get? We say x square minus 5x minus 1x, or simply minus x plus 5. Now we are going to group and factor. So let's put the first group here, first group and the second group. So in the first group, we're going to pick out the common factor. X is common. So let's write that. So that is going to be x here, and within brackets it's going to be x minus 5. Now how did we get that? X into x is x square. X into minus 5 is minus 5x. Now the next one, minus, so here we write minus 1. Minus 1 into x minus 5. Now how did we get this minus 1? Because minus 1 into x is minus x. Minus 1 into minus 5 is plus 5. So now we can group it. Now we can write the factors x minus 5 and x minus 1. X minus 1. So from the options that's given to us, we can only choose 1 minus x into 5 minus x. This is the option. That is x minus 5 into x minus 1. These are the two factors. Now, if we work out with a negative sign, that is, if we do it this way, negative sign before the bracket into, again here, negative sign before the bracket. Now, what do we get? So here we get minus x plus 5, minus x plus 5. And there, here also we get minus x plus 1, minus x plus 1, which can be written as 5 minus x and 1 minus x. So that's how we've got our third option as the correct answer. So we will stop with this for now, children. In our next video, we will continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.